Welcome to my video on the Tablets of Light Avalon. However, I would like to talk a little bit about the Tablets of Light part because, as we know, the Tablets of Light tour in Egypt has been underway for quite some time now. And it's the Tablets of Light part which is the absolute essence of my offerings. So, as I've spoken about a lot, Egypt, I've been doing extensive work there, and the guidance was so strong, and the synchronicity and alignment with what we're going through energetically right now was to bring the energy of the Tablets of Light to Avalon. Now, Avalon is very much about divine feminine and the goddesses and the mothers. Not to say that Egypt isn't, but Egypt is more of the fire. It's more of the boom clack, as it were. And then you come into the Avalon, and it's more about the waters and the sacred feminine. Now, when the sacred feminine comes in, it ignites and exacerbates tenfold your power from the divine masculine standpoint. Do you know what I mean? So when the two come together, it's like she is the one that is going to activate all of your gifts and abilities into their highest expression. And watch out, world, when that happens. So we are being guided with everything that we do right now to come into that divine feminine and masculine balance. So for me, if we want to place these, somewhere in the world on Gaia, it's Egypt and Avalon for me. But let's rewind a little bit and see, like, what is exactly the Tablets of Light all about? So of course we equate that very much to do with Thoth. My work is very much a divine balance between Egypt and Avalon, as you can see from this picture. This is the portal. This is Avalon, the watery depths of ourselves where there's mystery, and it can be perceived to be a little bit scary, but that's the divine feminine mysteries. Nothing to fear here. And then of course we have the temples of Egypt on the outside, which is the space holder, which is more of the structural support that holds this divine feminine portal in place, and vice versa, which is why this visual is very much encompasses my work and the reason I do it, right? So the Tablets of Light can be likened to your blueprint, right? A tablet of light can be something that you stammer across that ignites everything in your world. It could be a conversation with a person. It could be a book that you read that you're like, oh my God. It could be transformational travel. Either way, a tablet of light is a significant moment in your life where you've unlocked something which actually brings you so much gift and prize and wealth and expansion for ascension, right? And you have left these breadcrumbs for yourself. So on a bigger picture, your tablet of light is your blueprint. And our mission in this life and lives prior is to actually unlock the fullness of this grid and make it beautiful, golden and shiny and bright, because that is what it looks like when we are full, in full empowerment of our gifts, abilities, skill sets, and just, at peace with the oneness wisdom, as it were. So now bringing that down to the ground a little bit more, like, how would walking the tablets of light in Egypt, but more importantly, because I'm talking about Avalon, how would that unlock, your superpowers, your gifts and abilities? Each place in Avalon that I've woven into this experience holds deep medicine. Now, Avalon is very different to Egypt. Egypt, you can, many of you have been to Egypt, so there's always a powerful itinerary. Everything is about structure. It's got its own frequency and its own version of magic, which is Heka. So when we step over to Avalon, we go into the watery depths of just like, if you can explain what Avalon is, then you haven't got it. It's the mysteries, right? So I talk a lot about Awen. Awen are these three dots here with the three rays, which are deeply connected to the goddess Keridwen, which is the same kind of goddess as Sekhmet. She's an alchemist. She works with a powerful cauldron with fire for transformation, creativity, purpose, all of the things, right? So now as we move into Avalon, each place we go ignites that deep memory of your divine feminine self. It ignites a gift and superpower. But the way that works is by you going to like the well, or you're going to the tour, it will reveal to you that those things that may block your magic. Right. So it can be different for everyone. And I'm going to share with you a story that happened with me when I went to the Chalice Well. So the Chalice Well is a place that we'll be staying at. And that is where the Chalice Well Gardens, houses the Chalice Well. So Glastonbury as a whole is the heart chakra, and the actual well is the high heart. So it's just pure love energy. And I remember standing next to the well, and it was very dark. It was in that luminal space, which is where the magic is most highest. The sun was setting and I was moving into dusk, and it was becoming nighttime. I was the only person in the garden. It was torrential rain, and I was having a very, very intense initiation that day. And I stood next to the well, and I felt a presence come in, a very powerful presence. And then I began to smell anointing oil. And I looked around and I was like, there's no flowers here, but it was definitely smelt like the temple. And then all of a sudden, a rush of goosebumps, and I felt all the mothers standing around me, which you will feel significantly strongly when you stand specifically around the well. And this message came in that I don't trust the mothers. And then I started to cry when that message came in. And as I started to cry, I started to surrender and let go, because that realization that I didn't trust the mothers meant that I didn't trust my divine feminine power. And if I don't trust my divine feminine power, that I can't access the depths of my creativity to come and fulfill my purpose. You see, so this is how Avalon works. And of course, I've shared videos on my supernatural experiences sitting at the top of the tour at 4 a.m. in the morning. There is so many experiences that you will have as you unlock each tablet of light by experiencing the portals in Avalon, which will sort of like ignite your superpowers, because we can't just roll in the divine masculine. When the two come together, though, it's a completely different experience as a starseed incarnate, right? So as I say, there are many, many places that I'll be walking with you in Avalon on the 5th to the 15th of August. This is primarily a priestess gathering at this point, purely because that is the guidance. And in future, I will be working with the Grail Knights and the Grail Maidens. But this year is for the divine feminine to be anchored and landed within our beings. And anything which is distortion needs to be blown out of our consciousness, so we can then move forward courageously in flow, in our highest expression. So that is how the tablets of light work. And that is what we are doing here. We are going to access parts of self which ignite and open. And the way we do that is through transformational travel. And the way I do that is taking you through the temples. And in this case, taking you to all the power portals within Avalon. This is a journey that will change you forever, because it's the ultimate deep dive into the divine feminine, and you will be held in this vessel, in this cauldron, in this chalice for 10 days. And it will be beyond your transformative wildest dreams as to who you come out as at the end. And I know this. Why? Because I have had my space held where I handed myself over to another beautiful teacher, where I walked in Avalon, really surrendering to all that there was. And then since then, obviously, I've gone on my own pilgrimages and I've worked on the land myself. And now here, I want to share that experience and that gift of transformation with you through my own embodiment of these codes in Avalon. So if this is really singing to you, I say singing, not resonating, singing, then I invite you to come and walk with me from the 5th to the 15th of August. And we have many, many priestesses coming who have a piece of the puzzle. Do you have a piece of the puzzle? That's what I'm asking here. So if that's a sacred yes, go read below. But thank you for watching. Peace.